Hello everyone, Ered Luin here, and welcome back to the Edain mod, where today I will be ranking the dwarves, for the last time, the dwarf heroes of the Ered Luin, my favourite dwarf faction. Not a lot of people's favourite dwarf faction though, most people do prefer Erebor or the Iron Hills. I can understand why this faction isn't everyone's favourite, because it does take a lot of getting used to all their mechanics, of being faster dwarves, slightly less powerful dwarves. But I do love these dwarves, and the heroes are the key catch for me. So this video feels really nice to me. And before I actually get into ranking the heroes, ranking system goes as follows. If they're A tier, I think they're perfect. If it's B tier, they're good. C tier, average. D tier, below average. And E tier needs a rework. And starting with Bilbo Baggins, I'm going to say straight away, B tier hero.
That's what I thought.
Does a lot very similar to the other two Hobbit heroes I've already talked about, Merry and Pippin. Can throw a stone, can use a sword, can conceal himself, which, to be fair, I feel like this power could be changed to also give vision range, and have the Grima Wormtongue effects. So make them stay still, give them extra vision range for like 10 seconds, and then they can bolt off again afterward. But he's also got I'm going on an adventure. One of the only Hobbit to actually get a damage boost for 10 seconds and also move faster. Doesn't have the extra vision range though, which is why he's not an A tier hero. But this power makes up for it and makes him a B tier compared to the C tiers of Merry and Pippin, the treasures of the Master Thief. You spawn 3 treasure chests along the map, or around yourself, and claiming them, 200 resources each. But the key catch is, the AI will try and take those chests, meaning they will forget their attack orders, they will move randomly and chaotically, and you can then just catch them off guard, hit them in the rear, do bonus damage. It's amazing what you can do to abuse the AI with this power, and I love using it. You also get you're also the only non-dwarf that can get Mithril Mail, which means that he can actually be much tankier than other scout heroes. So again, good damage, good armor for a scout hero. Doesn't scout as well, he just has the extra movement speed, which that is decent movement speed. That is faster than normal movement speed of every other character. It's the same, I think it's slightly better or the same as Merry and Pippin. But yeah, the fact he doesn't have the extra vision range is what knocks him down from being A tier to B tier for me. But next we come up to Botha, one of my favourite dwarf heroes, who is A tier. Not only because his quotes are amazing, but Hurl Pickaxe for his first ability is insanely good, but it does take some time to learn. You use it, you throw it, it hits in an AoE area in a pretty decently long range, knocks enemies down, will kill most things, including things like Galathrym. You then, however, need to move Botha onto the pickaxe to reclaim the pickaxe. Otherwise, the ability will not be able to be used until 60 seconds have passed.
I understand.
But that does mean you can use it once, pick it up, use it again, pick it up. And the best thing about it is, it can be auto-acquired. And if you do auto-acquire it, it is normally used in melee range. So it will always be used close enough for you to just pick it back up again and use it again. Meaning it is a secondary basic attack in a way. A unique attack, does AoE knockback, very high damage. Perfect. That's level 1. Level 2, he summons Biffa and Bomber. One dwarf heals all allies around him, and the other protects him. Most of the dwarves in the summons for these dwarf heroes do just attack things at random, or protect an ally and attack enemies. Bomber is the one hero who says, nope, I'm just going to be making my stew, drinking it up, and feeding it to all my allied dwarves. And now we've started to get the labourers attacking, the labourers trying to take this, and it's... Go away. Stop doing stuff. I'm trying to talk about heroes. But yes, you also get the Tremor ability, similar to Dane's ability from the Iron Hills. But this is just 50% for 15 seconds. Any enemies that are thrown away are not getting away. Not from these dwarves. Other dwarves maybe, but these dwarves, not a chance. And then finally you have a building destruction ability in Chain Quake. So say for example I targeted the citadel and I was hitting it from here. It would hit the wall, the forge works, any units in between those two places, and the citadel itself for very high damage. About as high as Shake Foundation from Dwalin. Glowing even, not Dwalin. We'll talk about Dwalin in a minute, but yeah, all those things just gets hit for very high damage. Which is crazily good, considering that it's a level 7 ability, not even level 10. Yeah, Bomber, A tier. Boffer, A tier. I'm going to keep getting these names mixed up, I swear I will. But yeah, Boffer, easily for me, A tier. One of my favourite heroes for the Dwarves. I will always recruit him as soon as possible. Great hero. Looks goofy. Most people don't understand the value he can offer. If you use him properly, he is the best of your faction. And gets buffed up by the rest of your faction. But let's now talk about Balin, who for me is a C tier hero. Because he isn't really a fighter himself. He is a hero support. The way he supports heroes is by giving them these rune shields. So get in close range, and then he will give you a rune shield, which gives you bonus armor and speed. The speed is a bit of a weird one because that could be used against you, because then you'll be overextending perhaps. The extra armor is still good. And then attacks will eventually weaken the barrier, and the shield does also protect you from damage. So all in all, very, very good level 1 power. Level 3 is a bit weird. It's similar to Dane's abilities, King Dane, where he has to attack something for it to then be active. But when you do attack with Balin, he gives all allied heroes bonus attack damage and experience gain for 10 seconds. So as long as you're just constantly hitting something with Balin, you will be giving your heroes another buff. Then you can got Dori, Nori, and Ori to summon them to any of your other allied heroes. Oh yeah, I've also forgot to mention the rune shield only works on the company of 14. So all the dwarves you see here presently, and Bilbo Baggins. Not Bard, not any other factions heroes, only the Ered Luin heroes. So you have several Ered Luin dwarf factions, that works. But yeah, Balin is limited to only affecting these heroes. So in team games, not as much as a support as say like Arwen, as one example. Then he's got Heroic Blow. Here's one damaging ability, does heavy damage to one target. I always just auto cast this because let's face it, you want this to be active all the time because it doubles the value of generosity of the veteran. So plus 50% attack damage and plus 50% experience. It's a shame it's only at level 7, and by that time most of my other heroes are already level 10. But being able to do this can get foreign up to level 10 higher if you didn't get foreign very early on. Or you can use it on Dwalin. For Dwalin's higher level ups. And yeah, this one does affect all allied heroes. So do keep that into account when you're playing in team games. You can use it on several heroes at once. Any hero that just stands around Balin. Then up we have his brother, Dwalin, who I'm also putting at C tier. He is good, but some of his abilities are a little bit... For me, they just don't feel correct for Dwalin. Powerful Blow is amazing. The fact he can swap between Grasper and Keeper, his twin axes, and the hammer is really good. The hammer attacking slower, doing higher damage, it honestly for me doesn't feel right when you can just do AoE damage and swing faster. But let's see if we can actually see the damage difference through just swapping two different things. It doesn't actually give us a difference in melee damage. If we consider Dwalin starts with his hammer in hand, so let's say his hammer damage is 500. If Grasper and Keeper do less damage but in AoE, I'd say it'd be like 300. I'd say that's still worth it because that's killing most horde units that the AoE damage is going to do good against. In the late game, you'll probably just swap to having the hammer out at all times though. Then you have Powerful Blow, which is active no matter which form you're in. Again, another auto-acquire ability for me. You hit one enemy, does AoE damage. It's both his ability without the extra range and the extra mechanics of it hitting, and then you have to pick it back up afterwards. Oh, you can also see the Rune Shield is still active. Let me see if I can actually have more than one hero with the Rune Shield active at once.
No way into the mountain.
No, only one hero can have the Rune Shield at once, and until the Rune Shield is depleted, no other hero will have the Rune Shield. Theory, crafted, done. Then you get Edain and Luin, which, honestly, for me, 60 seconds of just having 2 extra heroes hitting things is okay, but them not having, like, any other effects kind of sets them as the low bar for the summons. If they did, like, caused fear or did AoE damage, or, like, occasionally threw axes, that would be cool as well. But that's me nitpicking. It's still really good. And then you have either Earth Hammer, which, similar to Luin's Shatter Hammer, except it does no damage to buildings and no damage to units. Doesn't specify how much damage it does to enemies, but from my testing of playing with Dwarven, it doesn't do for me enough. It doesn't do for me enough to say this is a level 8 ability. However, when you have Grasper and Keeper out, you get the equivalent of Gimli's Slayer ability. Bonus movement speed, bonus attack speed, and knockback resistance, and also you cannot be reduced to 0 health. This is where your tanky ability comes in with Dwarven. He can be a good tank, along with his mass slaying tools, if you use this ability. It doesn't say for how long the ability is active for. If for anyone that's watching, you want to count how long it's active for, I'm not going to count how long it's active for. I don't have the patience. But yeah, it's already done. It took about, I'd say, 15 seconds. He's invulnerable to dying. But then afterwards, he will probably die instantly. So, a decent hero. It's just that his stats are a bit lower than what I would want. And Edain and Luin don't really do anything special compared to defend an enemy hero. Defend a hero or healing your entire army. It just... They could, I don't know what else could be added onto this. But I would like something else to be added onto this to make it nicer. Now, before we get into Thorin and everything he's all about, we have to talk about Bard. And similar to Brand, but not as bad as Brand in my opinion. He is D tier, but his abilities are, for one, much more much more finely tuned, but still are lacking the extra kick I want out of a hero like this. He has his Thrush, which he has at level 1. Comparing it to the ability of Bran, which is like level 5, this does the exact same thing in that it is just a bird that has very poor scouting ability. Can't really show the poor scouting ability on this map because I can already see the entire map. But this Thrush has a secret kit, which I think should actually be added into Brand's kit and be made better because it's level 5. Will circle Bard for 60 seconds and increases the range of nearby Lake Town archers, but by 25%. That range bonus is actually pivotal. And even though this is a basic bowman unit, it actually makes taking Lake Town bowmen over the Ered Luin archers is actually a worthwhile choice. I mean, the pikemen, for my opinion, don't ever make these. Swordsmen, you can give an excuse to make like 1 or 2 units of them because their attacks do slow down enemies. But the archers, these bowmen don't really do anything special. While these archers can have bonus range at a cost of damage, which is good if you're defending because, you know, it's a fortress unit compared to an outpost unit. But this unit can do some good as well. You just have to give it the right kit. And that extra vision range can work. Then you have an interesting thing. A hero that can swap between 2 different bows. The longbow for extra range, but slower attack speed. Or the short bow for reduced range, but faster attack speed. Think of it as like Denethor, Malbeth, and Lothiriel's extra range or extra attack speed boost. But much more simplified. It allows you to actually play far away and do very well far away with the Thrush and your army of bowmen from Lake Town. or be closer to your melee blob and just attack faster and do better. Then we have the ability that would be good if the men of Lake Town were actually worth taking over the over the dwarves. Just gives them all bonus damage, and you can double that value. We can double the damage, remove the experience gain by toggling the ability. It's a shame you can't tell which toggle it's on, but yeah, that's a good one. Then we have Smuggler, which this is a level 7 ability to cloak all allies in the area for 30 seconds. Which I get, yeah, that's cool, that's thematic. But the fact it only cloaks them for 30 seconds and it's a level 7 ability doesn't sit right with me. Comparing it to Haldir, who cloaks everything around him at level 1 and then also gives the Ambush of the Wood Elf effect. If I understand in PvP that is probably better because you can use it to stop your enemies from attacking you. But the AI doesn't care. I play against the AI, and that is how I play. That's how a lot of people play this game. So I personally do not see this ability being that good. Also, this base is currently cloaking everything around it. Lake Town cloaks every ally around it with this smoke that it gets from the building you get barred from. So yeah, it's a weird one. And then we have the Black Arrow, which uses the same mechanic as Botha, which I do like. Does triple damage to monsters and dragons. Very thematic. Doesn't say how much it's doing, but very thematic. Does high damage to a single enemy. However, the key caveat is Bard is a ranged hero. Botha is a melee hero. Running into melee range with this is fine. However, this does not come back to you after 60 seconds like Botha's pickaxe. This you have to pick up wherever you shoot it at, and if you do not, you cannot use this ability ever again. If you shoot this at something that is saying like flying over this chasm, and then that black arrow is gone forever. If it's on, if the enemy is on on the side here or is pushing against the edge of the map, and you shoot it, and then you cannot reclaim that because it is too far away, or you just cannot reach it. That's it. You've lost your ability to do massive damage because of the fact that, unfortunately, this is an old game. There are some bugs that just cannot be changed. Pathing of units does suck sometimes, and yeah. The fact you can't get this back after like even 60 seconds, or even after like 5 minutes, you can't just get this back immediately. It makes it fall off for me. I never get barred to this level anyway, so I can't really say I ever use it. But I use it once, and then that's it because I forget where it is. In fact, let me just show off. You would need a smuggler. If I can hit one of those. Okay, I got one of them. And you're dead. Let's see how easy it is to see where the black arrow is after it's been shot. So we have an idea of how easy it is to get it back. So that goblin just died. We see the black arrow on the floor. It does leave a little aura around it. But yeah, if you do not see, if you're doing this, constantly moving around the map, controlling an army, attacking here, for example, or moving away here and sit there, it does thankfully show it on the map. But again, if it goes into a chasm, if it goes off the side of the map, if it's on like this bit of the map, you can't target it. But units, for example, can get clumped in there. Whatever you're hitting gets clumped. Then that's it. You're screwed. It's over. You lose the black arrow, you can no longer fire the black arrow, and it is so hard to find if you're not paying attention to the map. If you're too focused doing everything else, you're never going to get barred to do this. What's your hurry? So, change these two powers, make them have this do like bonus damage, healing, whatever, make it better, and I'll be happy. Make this ability come back after even if I have to wait like 5 minutes before it comes back, I'm fine with that. Just let me get it back after 5 minutes. Because then it would be worth using. and not having to micro Bard into melee and then letting him die. Because that's probably worse than because Bard will still not be able to use the ability if he dies and then comes back again. Because that's how it works. Anyway, enough about that. Enough about Bard. He's better than Brand, but he does fall off at the end. And then finally we have the King Thorin Oakenshield, who is for me an easy A tier. Easy A tier. Probably, he is the best dwarf hero in the game. Next to him is Narin and Botha, for me, for the best dwarf heroes in the game. Because not only can he at level 1 summon his 2 twin nephews, who, if they're nearby, give you bonus armor and bonus damage. One of them is an archer who can swap between sword and bow. Can throw a dagger that slows an enemy unit that he hits. You can then mark an enemy hero, do a little bit of damage, but then the ability of Keely's headshot, which already says does high damage to heroes, is doubled. So you have a mini hero killing tool at level 4 with Feeling Keely. I never use it because I'm terrible at getting that thing to work, but honestly also Ered Luin units can just demolish most heroes in the game. It doesn't take much. I'll use this against Sauron, in fact. I would mark Sauron, headshot him, and hope I'll do at least 5,000 damage. But also, what makes Thorin just a powerful faction leader is the fact he is also a tank, because Feely and Keely can heal him 1,000 hit points each with their travelling fare. They heal themselves, their twin, and Thorin for 1,000 hit points each. And say they own that's half of their health each. And then for Thorin, it's a decent amount of his health still. And that's just his level 1 ability, that he gets all of this nonsense that I just talked about. Then at level 3, this is technically a changed effect because I am already at level 10. But if I was not level 10, it would be a AoE around me, plus 30% speed for all friendly units, and a scavenger around Thorin. Scavenger in this game is amazing. There's a reason it is the middle tier power for the Misty Mountains goblins. It's why Eomer had to have his ability nerfed because it was already too good, and now it only affects cavalry. Wolfguard gets it for only wildmen for a short amount of time. Thorin has it permanently around him for everyone. Friendly units in a large radius gain resources from fallen enemies, and they'll always go back into your coffers. And then when you become king, when you reach level 10, all units on the map just get 30% speed bonus. Then we have Oakenshield. Again, before he becomes king, this only affects him. Invulnerability for 10 seconds. Creator heroes are the only other heroes in the game that just have passive, well, not say passive, an active ability for invulnerability, just like that. Harmer technically gets it at level 10 as well, but when you get to level 10 with Thorin, he and nearby allied units are rendered invulnerable for 10 seconds. Look at all of our heroes. Look at all those heroes, invulnerable for 10 seconds. And then finally you have the Gleam of the Arcane Stone. Nearby enemy units are stunned for a short duration. They're not running away in fear, they are stunned. This is the equivalent of a cloud break for anyone that doesn't know what the stun effect is. Enemies are just going to be stopped in place and they will die. Because your units are also gaining plus 50% damage. And also, let's just say, beautiful effects. And this also affects heroes, as you can see from the fact that even Balin is getting that effect. And the Gleam of the Arcane Stone constantly shines around Thorin. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And obviously, when he gets to level 10, he gets his full kingly status. He no longer carries Orcrist, which is a bit sad. But you know, beautiful King's Sword. And, if it wasn't also obvious, every single dwarf that we've already talked about can just equip Mithril Mail to get bonus health. That's basically what the Dwarven Mithril Mail is that they just get bonus health for 500 resources. You don't have to take a bit of a long route to get it. You need to have a pony camp, have the elite equipment. You need to then get some Unburnt, and then you need to put the Unburnt with the pony camps, or Arkengard, or Ironbreakers on the pony camp, travel to Khazad-dûm. But then when the Khazad-dûm vets come out, They did remove one step of having to put the Khazad vets into the forge. Now you just get the Khazad vets, and then all your dwarves can get Mithril Mail for 500 resources.
You should never underestimate.
And yeah, Thorin, easy A tier. He does everything he needs to for a faction leader. He does it late enough that it actually feels impactful, that you can keep pushing. You don't feel like you're just getting him and then you're falling off because you spent all this time getting him. Say, for example, like with Gandalf, you get him, it's a bit of a struggle for a bit because he has to level up before he gets all these amazing abilities. Thorin gets this very early. He gets 2 heroes that can just murder any hero for him, and they at a similar equivalent to Thorin Stonehelm's level 10 kit. It does take a lot of training to get used to all of this stuff for the Dwarves of the Ered Luin, but honestly, it is worth every single bit. And now, for the end, let us summon all of the Dwarves in solidarity. Because, yep, we need all the Dwarves for this final picture. This will be the thumbnail. All the Dwarves together. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Farewell.